Okay. Go ahead. Okay. Family and friends, you can tell I'm not used to being an MC doing this. And Portia is telling me what to do. But I just want to welcome you again and say that this is an opportunity for us to express our appreciation for Sister Adjuah Jackson. Pastor was recalling 10 years ago, but he forgot to say that I was at that 70th anniversary that she announced that we should call her Ma Adjuah. So yes, so we call Ma Adjuah, and so we just opening the floor while we eat, and anybody wants to come and say anything to Sis Adjuah, why we admire her, why we appreciate her, this is the opportunity.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. As you know, my mother turned 80, and I'm right behind her because we are only 17 years different. First of all, I just want to thank God because my mother have come a really, really long way. I call her auntie because, as I can remember, when I learned how to talk and understood, her niece was living with her, and she used to call her auntie. So I started calling her auntie too. That's how the name auntie started. Man, I can remember the old man had it tough. I can't even imagine if I was to read the story, anybody would believe it. Here is so much food that you don't even want to eat. I can remember 7, 8 years old. Sometimes I used to go 3 days hungry without eating anything. Just drop of sugar in water because we had no food to eat. And worst of all, I was really, really naughty. I just come from Roses, and of course, I wasn't used to all the different things around. And when you walk in, the children will make fun of you and all like that. And the only thing I knew how to do was to fight. And so when anybody start with me, I will beat them up. And when the old man come home, the first thing the parent will do is to say, oh, your son beat my son up. And she will not even ask question what happened. The first thing, you will get a good beating. But I just want to thank God that the old man was persistent. I can remember things got so tough when the old man found my grandfather and told him about me. My grandfather saw me. He said, oh, but this is like my own son. He just like me. And so my grandfather came for me. Her auntie and other people said the old man must pay $500 before they can take me. And the old man was so angry. And my grandfather was like a military man. Even though he was never in the military, but he behaved like a military man. He got angry and he started walking away. And the old man just took my trunk and just ran after him and said, take your grandson. And that's how I went to live with my grandparents. So to make long matter short, the old man was sick in his 70s. The old man was so sick at JFK Hospital, the biggest hospital in Liberia. The doctors gave her up. They said she wasn't going to make it. And so I can remember my grandfather telling me about it. He said that your mother is in the hospital, but I don't think she's going to make it. That was in the 70s. Around 73, 72, somewhere around it. And lo and behold, the woman is here today. So that tells you that God has been good to her. So I just want to thank God for Auntie. I want to thank all of you for coming. Thank you all.
Amen.
Hello, everybody. Most of you don't know me because I'm the prodigal one. But standing here, looking at everybody, right? Remember we were in a group together and you talk about the Palava Hut? And you had this long talk about how we do in Liberia, working together as a team. But just seeing everybody here makes me believe in community. There are faces here that I have seen forever. Whenever you saw her, you see these faces like the Honorable Pastor, his wife, of course, Pasha, Mr. Goa Kamara, and I mean, we've been family forever. I'm like, they don't care one, and I always wonder if you guys were not in her life, what it was going to be like. I'm not here to talk about her tribulations or trials because they are tribulations and trials. That's what they have been. I don't even know how I will handle it, her health and everything else. But the community, you guys have been around her. And I'm going to take this time to say a big, hell of a Liberian thank you to my sister here. I mean, she's God's gift to us. She is. I'm not saying it because I want to say it. It's true. Amelia, she must have fight. I'm on her first mate. We'll go up and down, but for the family, she is a bedrock. Sis Pat, however you came in, and I know how you came in, but you have been a wonderful blessing to my mother. Like, me and you fall apart. We born the same day. So we crazy together, you know. But she is a marvelous. That's my mother's sister. And I tell people, the thing she does, my mom, we cannot pay her for it. Like just the fact that she will leave her house to go pick up her medication, sit with her and sort it out. Like you don't even understand what it means to me. I cannot express it because I just I can't even do it. But you do it flawlessly without complaint. Like putting this stuff together, I was just telling my brother, two of them, they connive, but they did it like it's so magical. When she called me, she's like, which one you want to do? Bring your mom to the program or go pick up the cake? I'm like, I'm bringing the old man because I don't want to pay for cake. In my heart, I didn't tell. Because I know she tricked me sometimes. When you go pick it up there, you got to pay. I'm like, nah, I'll bring her. I'm not picking up the cake. You know, and we try our very best for her not to know what was going on. So I was with her cleaning this morning, you know, going up and down the stairs, and she reminded me, my wife was reminding me, don't know what's going on. And I'm so glad when she got here, you guys came around, community. And I only wish someday I have this kind of beautiful group of people putting hands around me, because this is priceless. The church, the camaraderie, look, God, like I don't even know how to say it. You guys are family. We've been together forever, and thank you so much. My sister-in-law, she's always the one. Clarice, can you go pick up the old man? Clarice, can you go to the house? Clarice, you guys don't know her. But before my wife came, she even brought my mom today. You know, because I'm married to her sister, so they've just been like wonderful to my mom, you know. So everybody else, Sweetie, Moses, and the rest of the team, you make this lady to be who she is today. Just me, Ruben, and Rovina, the 3 kids, she won't have this. And this no one can pay for. So thank you, everybody, and thank you so much to the church. I appreciate everything. Thank you. By the way, this is my beautiful wife. Y'all don't know.
is over there, so. Excuse me. Oh, stories. I'm a talker, but I'm going to try not to talk too long today. Right? So for starters, Trinetta, welcome to the family. It is always an honor to have an addition. We had one in March, our little Eliezer, Eli, and we get to meet you, many of us formally. But honestly, when we think about Auntie, sometimes it is very hard to begin. I ask myself, where do I start? But before I start, I want to acknowledge what Pastor said. Pastor, so true. I've lived in the United States for almost 39 years. And the card sending piece is one area where acculturation is something I continue to struggle with. Because saying thank you with our mouths to people is done in such a heartfelt, genuine way that it means more for us from where we came from. First of all, that was not even a tradition to send cards. Even though we had a mailing system where you could go to the mailbox and get your mail. But there is so much meaning in sending cards, though, I have to say. It's just that I have not learned. I still struggle with it. But anyway, in August of 2002, my family relocated from Philadelphia to Upper Darby. And maybe about a week and a half, or no more than 2 or 3 weeks later, school started. Our youngest son was 6 at the time. The middle was 10. Jamelia was 14. While our oldest being 14, after school was over, she stayed for sports. The younger ones had to come home on the bus. Mom and Dad had to work. And my mom at the time, I think, was still working maybe as a live-in staff. So how do you navigate working and picking up your kids? Auntie had already relocated to Upper Darby. Guess who I turned to? Auntie. Auntie? You think you can help me small so when the bus comes you can meet Cole and Yuffie at the bus stop? Auntie readily accepted. Little did we know, one day in September, Auntie is running a little late to get the bus, to meet the bus. So she knows that she has to hurry up. When Auntie leaves her house, she goes towards her bus stop near her house and sees the bus coming and just makes the decision to run across the street to get the bus. Well, guess what happened? Auntie was hit by a car. She broke her leg and her collarbone. It was a rainy day. And Auntie would tell you that she lay on that ground for some time before the ambulance came. All because she did not want to be late to meet the bus that our kids were on. And for a while, we didn't know where Auntie was. We couldn't figure it out. All we know, she's supposed to be at the house and she's not there. And I think we started to make some calls trying to find out where Auntie was. And that's when we found out that the ambulance had taken her to Delaware County Memorial Hospital. Auntie stayed there. She had surgery on her foot. She had surgery on the collarbone or the elbow. They had to, put it back in. And then came the caregiving part. Well, Auntie had a wheelchair. She had crutches. There's no way Auntie would have been able to go back home because she has to climb stairs. We had just moved. It was an empty house. And guess what happened? The hospital bed came to our house. And maybe for about 2 months or so, I don't know, Auntie. But yeah, we were. Auntie she's downstairs in the hospital bed, the wheelchair, the nurses are coming, and we became the caregivers, as she was the caregiver for our children before her accident. You know, Renee talked about community. That's the power of community. That's the power of family. That's the power of what we say in Africa when we talk about the African village. Nurturing, supporting, and caring. And so, and I have to tell this other story. Several years later, because of what occurred, Auntie was able to recoup some funding. And didn't she turn around and came and said, Portia and Gore, here is $1,000. I want to say thank you for taking care of me. How about that? Right? And I said, no, Auntie, we don't want the money. She insisted that we take the money. And she didn't have to do it. And from where we come from, when they insist, you don't turn it down, because if you turn it down, that's disrespectful to them. So, Auntie, our family cannot tell you thank you enough. In addition to that, Auntie served for almost 15 years as a member of the Multicultural Community Family Services Board of Directors, one of the founding members of our board. She's been so intricate member of our family. I don't remember when I first met you, but I know our journey has been a long and beautiful one, supportive one, and in this public manner, as we are giving you your flowers today, the Kamara family, I want to say thank you plenty for taking care of us, for loving us beyond measure, and for being one of the sweetest person there is. Thank you for running to the office so many times with her cart and oranges and peanuts for me. Portia, I got some peanuts, so you want some? She always made sure I had a snack. She could catch any bus in our area. She knew the bus route. She was so active. So thank you for giving us so much because of who you are and because of the God that we serve. Thank you. I was looking for that picture with your feet. I can share the picture with your feet. You got it, your phone? Okay. All right.
I thank God for Auntie. Auntie, that's my friend. Auntie, I didn't know Auntie here. I knew Auntie in Liberia. We knew each other there. Auntie's son married to my daughter. I heard them calling her Auntie. I call her Auntie. Auntie is so nice. We have been so close to each other. Auntie get something? Take the telephone, she call me. Lou? I say, yeah, Auntie. I get something here for you. I say, okay, Auntie. I get something for Auntie. I call Auntie. Auntie? She say, yeah, Lou. I get something here for you. Auntie say, okay, Lou. Auntie and myself, we are not different people. We are sisters. She Jackson, I Jackson. We live together so good. I'm so happy about it. Nearly if it don't call me, I calling her. Sometimes when I call her, I leave message. I say, call me. So the first thing, this time when I call her, the first thing I will ask, Auntie, you ate today? I want to make sure that she eat. So Auntie will say, yeah, Lou, I ate some. Cream wheat. I say, Auntie, you eat cream wheat, go look for other things and eat it. Cream wheat is not anything. Go look for something and eat. I feel so happy to be with Auntie. And to be so happy. I know she's happy to be with me. So whether she tell me or not, I know that. And I thank God, me and then they see church. And we get to see pastor. And we thank God for our pastor. Pastor Lion, God will bless him. God will bless him and his entire family. He takes care of us. If we don't go to church, he asks for us. Our children come, they tell pastor, say hello. Say okay. When my daughter be going to church, I say, tell pastor, he must pray for me, yeah? And when a pastor's son, I take him as my son. But nobody knows between me, pastor, and wife, and that and the boy. Oh, huh?
Keep the secret.
Keep it secret. Me and him, our business is secret. He cares for me, that boy. He gone now. I can't hear from him. But I know God will be with him. I just thank God for pastor. I thank God for pastor. I thank God for Adjuah. I thank God for Winnie. Winnie that my son. But if that Winnie boy there, I will whip him. You can't do worry. When I beat him, when I cry, I will whip him one day. Auntie, the youngest, she the youngest one. I'm the oldest one. That's the old lady just sitting down here. And I'm looking up to God for everything. Because I know God is with me. He loves me. He takes care of me. With all God, I can't do nothing. With all God, I'm like the ship with other sin. I just thank him. I glorify him and I magnify his name. I just thank him. I thank everybody that came here today. As God brought all of us safely, that he will carry us back safely. In Jesus' name.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, Portia said she's a talker, but we running out of time. So my story is also long. How I married into the family, and I just love says Adjuah. And I've said there are three things that I think we know that Jesus summarized the commandments by saying love God and love your fellow man. And that's Auntie. She loves God and she loves her fellow man. We know when she was active, she loved the Lord. She wanted to share. She would always take most of the tracts from our Baptists who were taking out. She would come and take 50 tracts. She looked around, when people dropped one, she would pick it up and she would give it to somebody else. She was so faithful in trying to witness. Every bus driver knew her because she knew her as a lady that was passing out tracts before. So she loved to share the word of God. And she taught me how to pray. When she came because of me. I was expecting my son and I had breast cancer. And when she heard about it, she said she had to come to be supportive of us. And she was there when Answer walked and started talking. And I remember as I would go down, she had a room right next to the stairs. I would hear her praying for her children, praying for Rennie by name, praying for Ruben, praying for the grandchildren, Ravina. And that's why I learned the importance of praying for your children. The other thing about Auntie is her generosity. And she reminds me of the Corinthians church, Macedonia. I was going to read it, but where Paul said, out of their poverty, anybody who dies, any graduation, anything, says Adjuah will want to give her contribution. I said, you don't have anything. You poor. What you want? She said, no, whatever I want to give. So the three things I admire about her: generosity, her love for people, and her love for the Lord. She cannot do what she used to do, but she always goes to church unless she's very sick. She wants to be in the house of the Lord, which is such a blessing. And I go to her every Wednesday and help her get on her Zoom. And she always on the prayer meeting. So her church service on Sunday and her prayer meeting on Wednesday, they're so important to her. And so it reminds me, when everything else is gone, your health, she's not running it, catching the bus. Like what Portia said. Sometimes she tells me, Pat, come and pick me up. I said, okay, I'll be there. She said, when I looked, she said, too proud to come. I saw the bus, I jumped on it. I'm already there, very lively, very active. And I'm so happy that those of us who knew her before she got sick knew the auntie, it says Adjuah, full of life, full of energy, walking in the house singing, march with Jesus, exercise your faith, and so many Bible verses, her statements. And when she gets disgusted with somebody, her favorite word was, please. That means I said, don't bring that to me. And I could go on and on talking about Sis Adjuah and how much I love her, how special she is to me. And I was just saying that if we had told her we want to have something for her, we would not have had it. She would say, I'm not going. You don't spend that money. Oh, Pat, I'm all right. Don't do it. So I'm just happy that we're here today to honor her, to tell her how much we love her, how much we appreciate her, and why she's still alive. Thank you, and God bless you.
So, most of you, or some of you might know me. I'm the son of these two beautiful individuals over here, who constantly underplay their role in our amazing development. But the point and reason why we're here is to honor this beautiful woman who has been a presence in my life for a very long time, as you just heard several stories reiterated. And so I won't go back over all that stuff. I'm not a talker. I like to just say my piece and go. But if there's one thing I can speak to, it's just the level of presence that you've exuberant in my life. Every gathering, every gathering, just about, I can always look and around. I'll see grandma, I'll see auntie next to each other. I can go over there, I can say hi. And that's been a constant for me ever since, before 6 years old and before I can even remember. And honestly, we don't talk as much as I would like us to. We don't have as close as a relationship all the time as I would like us to. But at the same time, the very mere act of you being there and being present and being there for other members of the family, being able to be a part of everyone's life, and I hear everything. It always comes back to me. So I hear the good things that you do. I hear all the love that people have for you, and I'm so thankful that even though I can't express it myself in the best way or be with you all the time, I'm thankful that that love there for you is evident and that it's real. And I want to thank you for being there, not only for me, but for Ansel, for all of us when we would come over just to hang out, just to be there for the weekend. All the time that you dedicated to making sure that we were loved and cared for and fed. And I really, that's stuff that words can't pronounce. And I want to say thank you for that, though, in the best that I can. Thank you very much, Grandma.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
I'll stay right here.
First of all, Auntie, happy birthday. I'll call you Auntie today, but I call her young girl. That's the name I gave her, the nickname, because I've been knowing her since 2013, 14, when I moved to Philadelphia. And she used to come to our house and dress in her T-shirt, used to be Liberia, and then the independence on it. And she would be spinning around the house and showing me. So I said, from today, I'll call you young girl. So that's my name for her. And she's sweet. She is a very sweet lady from the time I've known her. When you see her, that's just who she is. The spirit in her is a quiet spirit, a happy spirit, a loving spirit. From the time I've been part of their family, Sister Amelia, I call her Auntie Amelia. Everybody can say Auntie Amelia. And I'm just glad I'm part of their family. Everybody's loving, and especially her, I knew her first. And my name for her, young girl, I will call her that forever. Amen. Thank God for her. And I say, happy birthday again, young girl.
Well, I'll be like Yuffie. I'm not a big talker. But, okay, you want to get it before you leave? I want to say happy birthday, Auntie, and may God continue to bless you. You see, Auntie, I met Auntie many years ago, and I remember when Ruben first took me to his mother. Like he said, she came a long way. I remember when I first met her, we went to Buchanan, and she had nothing. We had a bed to lay on, I still remember, but she still would pray. And that one thing I remember her, she would pray. She prayed from the time I met her till now. She served her God. She prayed. She would always pray. Till now we call one another during the night and pray before we go to bed. But she would pray. She chose to serve God no matter what she was going through. She loved me when she first met me, and she still loves me now. She's a mother, and I have become a daughter to her. I mean, what God has for you in this world, I always say, it is for you. When I look around and see where some of us came from, many people will not understand it. But look where we are. I always say God brought me to the greatest country in the world. Who would have told me that? Nobody could have told me that, and I would have believed it from where we came from. We struggle. People don't understand. That's why sometimes you see people struggle. When they say a woman struggle for her kids, she struggled. She really struggled. I saw it. But she never gave up. She never gave up. She still held on to God. She never gave up. I remember one of the first voices, John 15, you are the vine and I'm the branch. That was one of her favorite voices. Yes. And she would always quote that voice. And that was one of the first voices. She said, Mia, let's line the voice together. Line that voice together. But she loved me. I remember, your children are your heart. And when I was leaving Liberia and I left my son, I think he was not even 2 years old. And he was with her. She wouldn't let anybody touch him. He wouldn't go anywhere. She held on to him. She said, Mia left him with me, and I'm going to give him back to her. And she wouldn't let anybody take him from her. And she took care of him until with God's grace, we were able to go back to Liberia during the war, after the war and everything. And that's how Ruga was able to come to the United States. We were being blessed. And today, I still bless whoever blessed us, because when they came to the state, it was through the blessing of God from Bible Baptist Church. When we went, I remember when Go invited, I never forgot when Go invited me to Bible Baptist Church. I had come from Liberia, and all that had happened, and I went to spend the weekend with him, and he said, "Why don't you go to church for us?" And I said, "No, I don't have nothing to wear, I'm not going to church." And that morning, he said, "You can come just like that." And I went to church. I think it was out of 93 or 94, but it was during the winter time or something like that, and I went to church with him. And today, I'm still at Bible Baptist Church. Come to Bible Baptist Church if you have never heard the gospel. You will not leave without hearing the gospel. You will open your Bible, Pastor. It's not what Pastor Lion said. It's thus said the Lord. And everybody who came through us went to Bible Baptist Church. Auntie came, we went there. My mom came, we went there. All of us went to Bible Baptist Church. And that's why Pastor Lion and Mary are here with us today to celebrate with us. And not forgetting our own Elizabeth from Bible Baptist Church also. Thank you. Elizabeth Jean. So this time, we take this time to say happy birthday, Auntie, on behalf of me, my husband, and our children and grandchildren. When I met you, we was only children, now we got grandchildren and great-grands. So we want to say happy birthday. From me, Rovina not here, but I say happy birthday for her. Love you.
Happy birthday, Adjuah. God bless you. Let it go, lady. So we just
Hey. What's it on? All right, happy.
They're cutting her cake. You want to say something? She won't be able to speak. All right. Okay. I got
it. Happy birthday, Grandma Adjuah. I got to know Grandma Adjuah when I met my daughter-in-law, Hawa, which is her granddaughter. So the very first day Grandma Adjuah came at our house, it was the time I was actually dying, like sick, very sick. I just came from the hospital. So she came upstairs to my bedroom, and the only name I heard was Adjuah Jackson. I'm Sweetie's grandmother. So from there, I was it between she and I. She would come, she would pray, she would bring those tracts that they were talking about, she would give it to me to read. And then when I started getting well, able to do one or two things, she became my go-to, like my worker ball mate. Liberian men say worker ball mate. Everywhere I went, she was with me. We would go on the farm, Joycey, we would pick pepper, bitter ball together. She would sing the way by hymnal, songs from the hymnal, and we would have a nice time. For every time Grandma Adjuah would take pay, she would come to me, Mayo, that gas what we went for the other day, you know when we went to that farm there, I gave you gas money, yeah, your gas money. I was like, Grandma. She said, hey, you get a baking you, don't refuse the thing here. So Grandma Adjuah is our grandmother in the family. Even though we got to know the family because of the connection, her granddaughter, but she had been a grandmother to me, my son, and all my grandchildren, my beautiful grandchildren. So Grandma Adjuah, if I sit here, I don't tell you, say,
how much I love you, eh? I will not be serving myself justice because I know the kind of love that you share for me. You gave me. In the time when I needed a grandmother, you were there. When I could not even talk or even eat food, you would come in my bedroom and feed me and tell me it will be okay. So today I say, happy birthday, I love you. If you don't see me, not because I don't love you, it's just because I have my ups and downs too with my late son. So that's the reason I always up in and out of this country. But happy birthday, and we love you, Grandma Adjuah.
Hi, Grandma. Happy birthday to you. I love you. And I wish you many, many, many more years to come.
I was very shocked.
Stephen, back to you. Back to you.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah, we got a candle. We didn't have a lighter. But Sister Adjuah, you want to just say something in the end? Just say.
Thank God, first of all. You people have been saying all, and I can't say more than what you have said, so just want to say, God, thank you. I thank God for...
No, don't stay.
Huh? Okay. Thank God for everybody and for all that you all have said. So I can't say more than that. I thank God that I want to see this wonderful day. And I thank God to see all my family, my pastor, oh, my first lady, Mary. Thank God for everybody. For I can't even say anything because I know that everybody has contributed a lot in my life. So I will say, God, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. We now have Adjuah cut her birthday cake.
You're taking a picture?
What? Okay. What? Take the. Yeah.
I'm trying to lose weight.
Well, we gotta finish it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Adjuah. Happy birthday to you. May God